Who's calling, please?
Yeah. Ultimania. Every single morning I think God he made me sexy. I just called the fashion cops and dare them to arrest me. I just hit the blunt and blast it off like James and Jesse. I also have a dash of psilocybin in my Nestea. I mean, who don't love their greens with a little dressing? I'm the 1 through 5, I'm the king and the next best thing. Imagine waking up not wild in springtime, that's depressing. I feel the saltiness in every button that they pressing.
Keep mashing hell.
I provoke the crash out of the century. My influence turned their brains into a penitentiary.
I live up there.
I ain't renting shit nor am I visiting. Hold up, let me add insult to injury. They sick of me, told them me my dick up till they hiccupy. They sick of me, bitterness a symptom of my victory. They sick of me, probably do me good to learn some empathy. They sick of me, fuck all that, at least it's good publicity.
Whoa, folks, it looks like the Ahoy Sailors guy is a little mad.
Yeah, you know what? I am fucking mad. In fact, I wish I could restart my screen and better watch my mouth cause I ain't trying to fuck my money up.
That is right, fellers and smellers. Specifically Andrew. No. What a W today from the gang. It looked a little hairy there, but obviously we saw our dear friend Luis Castillo pitch like a dog in this one. Ben Williamson, of course, made some really nice plays at third base as we were talking smack about him on Twitter. It's going to be an interesting. Hey Ben, the people have missed you. It's going to be an interesting next couple of days to see what the Mariners do at third base, if they stick with Ben or if they're willing to make a move to go get a third baseman and have him be more of a bench guy. Personally, I'm hoping that is the case because Ben Williamson, he does not hit the ball in the air. 60% strikeout, or I'm sorry, ground ball rate. He doesn't hit the ball in the air at all. That's a problem. But defensively, Ben Williamson is freaking fantastic. So the Mariners gained a game on the Astros, on the Rangers today as well, on the Yankees. So yeah, it's a pretty big day for the Mariners so far. What was that song? That was by our dear friend Waldo Springtime, Tiger Knee. Yeah, good game all the way around it. The Mariners should have been able to score a few more runs off of JP Sears. They were crushing the ball off of JP Sears, but unfortunately, they were just hitting everything foul, and they weren't able to cash in on those runs, especially when the bases were loaded and Williamson hit into that double play. I mean, the writing was on the wall that was going to happen. You know what I mean? Friendly reminder, chat, we are going to have an episode of the podcast out tomorrow. We didn't post one. What's today, Monday? We didn't post one today because it's going to be a little weird because we're not posting one Thursday because we're doing the trade deadline stream on Thursday from 9 a.m. to right around 3:15 p.m. or so. So we're posting a podcast tomorrow kind of in the interim. So just keep that in mind. It'll be out at 9 a.m. tomorrow. And then we will have that long, 6-7 hour stream on Thursday. Welcome back. Thanks, guys. Thank you. It was a good trip. It was a really good trip. I'll be leaving again on Thursday right after stream. Joe and I are leaving and going fishing. So for a few days. So yeah. All around a good game for the Mariners. Josh Naylor, of course, hit a home run. In this one, that thing was absolutely crushed off of a lefty. Nonetheless, he also had a single. And then the Mariners were able to scratch across a couple more runs, but that was it. Matt Brash was able to get the job done. Andres Munoz was fantastic in this game. He was able to strike out the final hitter as well. Again, Luis Castillo going 7 innings, being able to turn the ball over to Gabe Spire, Matt Brash, and Andres Munoz was huge. So yeah, it's just a good game all the way around. Got a little nervous there, but it worked out. I see a lot of people talking about Dylan Moore. Yeah, Dylan Moore has got to go. He's got to go. And, I mean, what the hell are we doing starting him in at all, ever, letting him get 4 or 5 at-bats. You know what I mean? He struck out in, 3 of them? And walked in 1 that should have been a strikeout. He cannot be on this baseball team. He can't. I'm sorry. And I think that this may be the last... If Dylan Moore is on this baseball team past Thursday, it's a failure. It's a failure. Just plain and simple. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Williamson definitely saved the game. JP needed a day off, and let Cole Young play short. He came up as a shortstop. Let Cole Young play short. You know what I mean? He hasn't played it at all at the major league level. I mean, I agree with you, Felipe. He did need a day off, but just let Cole Young play short. Oh, but we want the righty on lefty. I don't care. The righty did nothing. He can't do anything. He's so bad. Ugh. Who cares? Who cares, chat? The Seattle Mariners won a baseball game today. We have, 2 days left before the MLB trade deadline? I mean, these next couple of days are gonna be huge for this team. The 199 from Jacob Williamson Twitter discourse is feeding my soul. Dude, it has been so fun. It has been so fun. With all the discourse that's been going on Twitter today, it's been crazy. Some people have some insane takes. I appreciate the $2, Jacob. And K Kitty with the 9 for Mr. Williamson's glove saving this game. All about the Benjamin. K Kitty, appreciate you for the 9. Top D of the day. Yeah, it's I think that Ben Williamson absolutely has a spot on this team, but he should not be getting as many at-bats as he's getting, if that makes sense. Yo, appreciate the subscription, Leo. Appreciate that. And so at this point, what I think you need to do with Ben Williamson, you need to get an everyday third baseman, but Ben Williamson can be your late inning defensive replacement. I think that is more than fine, and he's a guy that you can turn to in a position like that, or even against a tough lefty if you want to throw him over there. I think that's fine. You know what I mean? But I don't think that he should be your starting third baseman. Not yet. And I think next year, Ben Williamson, if he can learn how to elevate the baseball, I think that he can be the starting third baseman next year. You know what I mean? I really do. Defensively, he's been great. Offensively, nope. He even said so. Oh, did he? Did he say that on in the post game? I missed the post game. How we feel about Gino because of the injury? Yeah, I mean, X-rays did come back negative. I would assume they hold him out of tomorrow's game. I wouldn't be too worried about it, but I know that everyone around the league is probably holding their breath right now to see if he's going to be healthy enough to get traded. I'll be interested to see if the Mariners are still in on Eugenio Suarez based on that he might be injured. He's not. I mean, again, it came back negative, and B, the fact that the asking price for him is reportedly, anyway, a top 100 prospect and a AAA to MLB guy and a lower level prospect. So that's a really big ask for 2 months of Eugenio Suarez. And I think that if you're the Mariners, you pivot and go for Willie Castro, Brendan Donovan, Mark Vientos, Jordan Westberg. Like, there's plenty of other guys around the league that I think make some sense. Not necessarily are they as good as Eugenio Suarez? No. But I do think that those are players you could go out there and target. Colton, can we realistically dump Demo and Donnie no barrels at this deadline? Yeah. I honestly don't know why Donovan Solano is still on this roster right now. He's never gonna play again. He can only play first base. And Naylor is your everyday first baseman who hit a lefty just fine today, by the way. Donovan Solano's never gonna play again. Ever. Why is he still on the team? He's just a wasted roster spot at this point. It's pretty, I'm not gonna lie, it's really funny. Like, only the Mariners, you know what I mean? I did see that Ryan Sandberg passed away. Yeah, rip the Rhino. Bummed about that, man. Also, I saw people asking about Luke Raley. I don't know how true this is. This is just something that I have seen on Twitter. Is that the other day he had like if you guys remember when Julio had like his back problems, he had like that big wrap around it. I think it was like a some sort of stimulating like back brace or something like that. It sounds like Luke had that on the other day, so maybe he's dealing with a little bit of a twinge in his back or something like that. Remember, he did have that oblique issue earlier this season, so could it be a situation where it's just kind of flaring up again and they want to give him a few days? I think that's absolutely possible. But at the same time, Dominic Canzone's been better. Dominic Canzone has been the better hitter recently, and because of that, I think that he deserves the at-bats over Luke right now. And sure, you can argue that maybe Luke can get some DH days, or Canzone could get some DH days. Even Josh Naylor can get some DH days. But it's going to be interesting to see how they kind of work that right field, first base positions moving forward with the way the team is constructed right now. So, justice for Master Boney. Yeah, he should still be up over Dylan Moore. No doubt about it. Could we package Raley? We absolutely could. We could package Luke Raley in a deal. However, it would be hard to do because he, he's on a down year right now. You would be trading him on a low, which would be rough. Go get Bader and trade away Canzone. Honestly, rather have Canzone. Bader's, I don't know. I don't love Harrison Bader. $4.99 from Jacob. Why do Munoz and Brash have to raise my blood pressure, though? A win is a win at the end of the day. Appreciate that $4.99, Jacob. Yeah, well, it's just kind of the Mariners' way, right? They always have to raise the blood pressure a little bit. Otherwise, what are we doing? And as Tom mentions, what's the talk with bullpen trades? Have you heard anything? I mean, the Mariners are going to be aggressive. They've said as much with when Jerry DiPoto went and talked about this with, I think it was Jim Bowden or something like that. They're going to be as aggressive as anybody. They are going to land. I will be shocked, chat, if they do not land a back end of the bullpen arm and a good one. I'm talking Joan Duran, Griffin Jacks, Ryan Helsley, David Bednar. I'm talking like one of those, or Pete Fairbanks, one of those five guys. I will be shocked if they do not add one of those guys at this deadline. I don't necessarily know how they fit in, if some of them fit in. I just think that you wouldn't have to worry about it so much in terms of just having to go to Brash and having to go to Munoz when you have those guys, and it shortens games for you. So I will be shocked if they don't add one of them. I'll be shocked if they, honestly, I think they'll add 2 relievers. I think that they're going to add 2 relievers at this deadline. One guy who has been very, very good, whether that be, again, Joan Duran or... I mean, the Duran trade is going to be really expensive. You guys can go watch the video I posted today about what I think it would cost to get the Duran trade done. I would do it. The trade that I say at the end of today's video, I would do it, but it would hurt, right? Interesting to note today, chat, that the Tampa Bay Rays traded away Danny Jansen, their catcher, and then went out and got Nick Fortes, the catcher from the Marlins. What am I doing? The Twins also made a trade today. Chris Paddock and Randy Dobnak. And they got back a 19-year-old catcher. And both those teams, the Rays and the Twins, both of those teams are teams that we thought maybe could trade for Harry Ford. And I think the Twins are certainly still a possibility. They do have Ryan Jeffers. He's a free agent after next year. I can see them dangling him in trade talks. And again, the catcher they got is a 19-year-old. He's still a few years away at least. So in the interim, you could still trade them Harry Ford. I think, honestly, if a deal gets done for Joan Duran or Griffin Jacks, I think Harry Ford goes in that deal. Mike E. with the 5 gifted to Jack, to Chaos Junkie, to Cade, to Mads, and to Kronos. Mike, longest tenured member, absolute legend. Appreciate that, Mike. Can we get some smooches, bros, in chat for Mike? Appreciate you, Mike, for real. I'll be shocked, chat, if Harry Ford is not traded at this deadline. I'll be shocked. I think that there's just no realistic opportunity as of right now, for him to make this team. Cal's doing what he's doing. Mitch Garver has picked it up as of late. I don't know. I don't see a situation where it happens. So everyone talk about Emmanuel Clase. I mean, interesting to note, chat, that I believe it was Francis Romero who says that there's going to be more Guardians pitchers involved in this, and we're going to find out about them over the next couple of days. So far, it's been Luis Ortiz and Emmanuel Clase. Obviously, Clase is the big one there, but yeah, just a very interesting situation. Any update on Victor Robles? They're still shooting for September with him, and with Bryce Miller, Tom, they're looking at hopefully mid-August, but we'll see. What's more important, Gino's bat or Ben's glove? Yes. Yes. The answer is yes. There is room on this team for both. There's room on this team for both. Why does everyone want a new third baseman? Williamson's a very good glove, and he is not a black hole in the lineup. I disagree on that second part. Ben Williamson, although he did have a couple of hits today, he does not hit the ball in the air. He hits into a lot of double plays. He's running a 75 OPS plus, so he's 25% below league average at the plate. He's running a first percentile launch angle, really bad. Just overall, Ben Williamson, again, I think that Williamson next year, if he can lift the ball, has a chance to be the starting third baseman, but offensively he has been horrible. Mike E with the 2. What could we get out of Demo and Garver? Hopefully a bucket of baseballs. I mean, honestly, Garver's trade value isn't... Garver's trade value isn't non-existent. Demo's is. Demo, I know that Jerry DiPoto mentioned that Dylan Moore is available. Nobody is going to trade for Dylan Moore. He is on one of the worst stretches I have ever seen. Ever. In my life. But with Garver, if there's a team out there that's looking for a catcher, or, doesn't have to be a starting catcher, but someone who has bad catching depth, and there's not necessarily a position, or a catcher out there they want to go get, it could make sense to trade Garver to one of those teams, like a contending team. But at the same time, that creates a hole for you. Now you need a backup catcher. Is that backup catcher Harry Ford? I don't know if it's fair to thrust Harry Ford into a situation where he would be the backup for Cal Raleigh in the heat of a playoff chase. It's just, for trying to learn a new pitching staff in the heat of this playoff chase, it's just a very, very tough spot to put a young player like Harry Ford. If they would have called him up earlier in the season, fine, awesome. Unfortunately, they didn't, and now the time's kind of running out. So, is this worse than that Chris Davis run a few years ago? Shoot, it might be right there, chat. I don't know how many times Chris Davis struck out in that 0 for 52 or whatever the hell he had, but I don't know how it could possibly be more than Dylan Moore. Garver's a great backup catcher. I'd like to bring him back, honestly. I think there is a price to bring back Mitch Garver next year. He definitely shouldn't be making $12 million, but if he's making 5 or 6, sure, then I'm in. I would bring him back as a backup for Cal. Absolutely. So, if Rayleigh's having back issues, then we got to trade Demo to Tampa Bay for Brennan Summerhill. I'm in. I'm there. Ford is more valuable as a trade asset, and Garver is more valuable to Seattle as a catcher. Yeah, I don't disagree with that, Vlad. That's actually a really good shout. I think that trading Harry Ford makes a lot of sense at this deadline, and by all accounts, I can see it happening with either the Rays or with the Twins. It's just a matter of time. So, Tigers or Mariners get Gino on Wednesday. Tigers really want him before the D-backs leave Detroit. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see the Tigers going out and getting him. Although I did see a report that it's overblown how interested they are in in Eugenio Suarez, the Mariners could absolutely blow any package the Tigers are going to give them out of the water. But will they do it? I don't know. I think that the Mariners are pivoting, Chet. I think they're pivoting away from Eugenio Suarez because they heard the ask and it was astronomical. They're pivoting to Willie Castro and one of the relievers from the Twins. I think they're going to get two guys in that deal. And that might honestly cost you less. That honestly might cost you less than what it would cost you for Eugenio Suarez. I think that's certainly possible. So, but chat, I do have to cut stream a little bit short because Joe and I have to go record the podcast. So that's going to do it for me. I appreciate everybody being here, all the donations and the gifted members. I appreciate you guys. I know it's a bit shorter of a stream, but friendly reminder, we do have like a 9 or 8 or 7 or however long hour stream on Thursday for the MLB trade deadline. So be there or be square. I'll stream tomorrow after the game as well. But I appreciate you guys. And yeah, I will talk to you guys tomorrow night. We're going to go record the podcast. So make sure to watch that tomorrow at 9 a.m. Smooches.